This is Tuesday, August 6th, meeting of the Berlin Board of Health being conducted via Zoom. Meeting is being recorded. Anybody that wishes to speak will be given that opportunity, and we can proceed. According to the agenda, discussion. First thing on the discussion is Bellevue Road. And
I have no update.
I have a very brief update that that situation is winding its way through the courts, and there is a date, I believe, toward the end of this month where the courts will rule on power of attorney or whatever the situation is. And I was told they'd stay in touch with me relative to that. So there's no real change. I will get hold of Chief Shartner, and right now that whole property is just on hold. Trauma services really can't do anything because, well, at least to my knowledge, they can't do anything without some sort of ownership go ahead. But
And a big deposit, I'm sure.
and a big deposit, yes. All right. 97 Boylston Road. Building permit and septic tank upgrade.
I haven't heard from Carl, but I did hear from Paul Wheeler that he has been invited to look at that site, but didn't think he'd have the time before tonight's meeting.
Okay.
The building permit has gone through, Paul?
Based on that discussion, yes.
Work is being done there, yeah.
Oh, good. All right. Yep. Very good. That information you sent us, Billy, at Stowe's was interesting.
Yeah. Not a well-written reg, but it kind of shows the intent there,
Right.
20 Walnut Street, building permit application, septic tank upgrade. We had a meeting last week, which we dealt with this situation. Bill, have you had any conversations with the building department or?
Well, I did move that forward as we discussed, and there's a letter drafted that I'll leave for you to sign.
Okay.
Requiring that tank upgrade, in this case, in 2 years.
Okay.
Okay.
Uh, 244 South Street.
Yeah, that was a situation where a new lot was subdivided off an existing home, and the existing home failed the Title V inspection. So it was given 2 years to upgrade. And again, I occasionally remember these things. So after the 2 years went by, I sent a letter, got a call from the person that built the new lot, said they get back to us with some kind of time frame, and it kind of petered out. So again, back on my radar. So I've drafted yet another letter that Paul will have for you to sign that will ask for, status. We need some type of time frame for that upgrade.
Okay.
That was a house that was built parceled off and built approximately 2 years ago, I'm guessing. If it's the one.
Actually, it was over 2. Do I
Was
have
it?
the file here? Actually, let's take a look. Yep. So the
up on the hill, Billy, on the left. Yeah.
Yeah, the years go by. The Title V was done in 2020.
2012. Wow.
So we're looking this fall be 4 years. So.
Wow.
All right.
But I'll text you, Paul, when those letters are on the desk, just so you don't make a trip for naught.
another
Yeah.
one to chase.
And
Yeah.
Bill had asked to add some things that we could discuss tonight, and I was bad and I forgot to put them in the agenda.
Oops.
Well, before we go ahead, kind of along the lines of what we've been talking about, I think we have another Walnut Street situation where they were given 2 years, and their 2 years is up at the end of this summer. And yeah, I don't remember the street address, but I will get back to you on that one, Bill.
Is it the one on Walnut?
Yeah,
Dennis's
Yeah,
old
yeah.
one, right?
Actually, the owner reached out to me by phone
okay,
just last week and realizes that she's got like I think a mid-August deadline.
right.
And unfortunately, she had hoped to use Paul Wheeler, but for whatever reason, that doesn't seem to be panning out. So she is talking to other installers. So her intent is to get that done. But I told her she should be in touch with the board if that deadline's approaching, and it's not going to be done by then.
And is there an
We
engineered plan for that update, Bill?
There's a permit, there's a plan.
Okay,
Oh.
so
Check-
it's
check-
now somebody to execute it, okay.
Yeah, and changes in the Presby
Oh, yeah.
manuals actually should, I say reduce cost as time goes by, the cost goes up, so it might still be a wash, but there was a reduction in the requirement of fill needed, so
Okay,
that might be to her benefit.
all right.
Very good.
You remember the address of that one? 20.
I thought it was 36, but if 20 is on the other side of the road, it's got to be
An odd number.
it's an odd number. It's in the 30s.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get.
Yeah, okay, all right.
It's.
no
I
problem.
think it's Kate Hendrick, right? Is the owner.
Yep, that is the owner.
So it's probably 37, something like that. 39 maybe. I think. But we'll throw that on for next agenda because I think by then the that extension would have gone by.
Right.
It's
Yep.
39. That
Yep.
is 39. I just looked on the street listing.
Okay, next on the agenda, permit 231 Sawyer Hill Road sewer line.
Yeah, that is a something the board actually discussed probably a year ago. The owner there is building a barn and would like to tie
Oh,
a
yeah.
sink in to the existing system that was installed there. And I talked to the state about a sink in a barn being able to be tied to a septic, and they said that based on the proposed use, that could be allowed. So this is the actual permit to just tie that sink into the existing system that was installed for the. I think it's a workers' quarters there.
No bathroom, Billy? Oh,
No, this is truly a sink for
Yeah.
washing the horse water bowls, food bowls, things like that.
Yep.
And she was clear about what they use. It's non-toxic because I guess anything can bother the horses. They're very sensitive, so it'd be a that was the key to the state was it was a
Okay.
non-toxic type cleaner. Yep.
that's good to know.
All right, Title V inspection report, 88 South Street.
Yeah, that is a fail. So we'll do our 2-year letter on that. We've already done the soil testing. In fact, we'll probably be seeing a plan on that soon, but we will do our standard letter.
That's gravel out there, Billy?
Yes, it is.
Soil?
Yep.
Yeah, I
Yep.
thought so, yeah. I know what
Um,
a butts to, whoop, go ahead. Oh, I'm sorry.
19 Oak Street.
That is a pass.
And 26 Peach Hill Road.
That's a conditional pass, needs a D box. And if that's address sounds familiar, we did approve a tank permit for that a few meetings ago. But it also needs a D box.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And Sue, you're gonna make me remember what I sent you, right? For that discussion topic.
Uh,
I think I know what it is.
ABC.
Yes. Paul's familiar with that. The Autism Behavioral Center there at 1 Whitney at the Rotary.
Yep.
Paul, if you remember, we did a few visits out there during
Yeah,
COVID.
we did during COVID.
But it's on the state's radar as a potential public water supply because of the number of workers and attendees there. So they may be a site visit. It's potentially August 15th at 10 a.m., but I have yet to see that actual letter in print. But the DEP would highly appreciate me and certainly you to join DEP on that visit, just as local liaisons.
Isn't that connected to the public water supply from across the street and everything, Billy?
Not to my knowledge. It was,
No.
if you recall, it was Ron's place. It was a restaurant, which was
That side, yes, I'm sorry, yep. Pure hockey, yep.
try to quiet my dog down.
Yep,
I
it was
thought
pure hockey.
I thought they had quite a water supply well that was drilled there.
Yep. So basically, when it
Inside
was
the
Ron's
building.
place, it was a restaurant. It was a public water supply.
Yeah.
And then, if you remember, it
okay.
became Pure Hockey.
Yes,
And Pure Hockey, oddly enough, the state did not consider that a public water supply use. So that same well that was a public water supply became deactivated, if you will. But now the Autism Behavior Center's there. And again, when I see that parking lot full of cars, my mind's thinking greater than 25 people, greater than 60 days a year. So
Oh, for sure.
it's on the state's radar. And again, unfortunately, the place has been unresponsive to emails from the state, so they want to do an on-the-ground visit, and they'd appreciate local representation. So when I find out that date and time, I'll let you know. But tentatively, it was August 15th at 10 a.m.
Okay.
Then you had 1 Whitney Road.
That's the place. Yep.
okay.
All right.
I was thinking of the daycare center across the street, and I'm like, oh, no, I forgot about the autism.
And then last you had the DEP public water supply, or is that all the same thing?
That's it. I
Yes.
think.
Yep.
So we only had 1 item.
Just one.
Oh, that's all you sent me. I keep
Oh.
all your love notes.
Oh, and just as far as this whole value with the septic tank trigger, I looked at a building permit today, and luckily it's a newer home with a 1,500-gallon tank, but they're increasing deck size, doing like a screen porch, redoing some stairs. It was $70,000. So immediately I
Wow.
said, "Uh-oh, I hope this has a 1,500," and it did. But I'm just saying that number grows very quickly on something that's exterior work. So yeah, so we got to think
Right.
about what we want to use maybe as a trigger.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And Paul, I don't know if you saw that email that Kristen sent that I kind of responded to. If you want to weigh in on that, feel free.
No, I didn't see it.
Paul, did you see it?
No,
For
I'll
what,
have to
Billy?
I'll re-forward it.
it was from Kristen.
Yeah, I think the builder at Walnut Street there, that woman that was in what's her name there?
Oh, yeah, Carol.
Carol. She, I think, called Kristen kind of talking about this whole tank trigger, building permit value, etc. So Kristen just reached out, looking for explanation, and I did my best, but I think it'd be great if a board member could do the same. But I'll forward that.
Yeah, please do.
I think it came to my air office, so I probably didn't hit it like I usually do from the Berlin office. So I'll get that to you.
Okay.
I just kind of explained, it's historic policy, 50,000 is the trigger, and kind of gave the reasoning behind it as far as substantial investment in the property, a septic tank upgrade, protecting the environment, adding longevity to the septic system, things like that.
Well, I noticed in the rules of Stowe, they specify that, you know, if the addition is gonna take up any spot that a reserve system could go, that's one of their triggers also, right?
Yeah.
Billy,
Yep.
that's what I kind
Yeah.
of understood. Yeah.
Yep. I don't think we've run into that issue,
No,
luckily.
no,
But
no,
and again, it's not a value thing, it's more of a size thing, and
sure.
it's not uniformly enforced, I guess I'll say. You know, what
Yeah.
does meeting Title V mean? Old code, new code. So yeah. But again, it just shows that towns do take a look at that.
Yeah.
And I've had some conversations with various people, and we could run into a bathroom upgrade that's $70,000.
Oh, sure.
That's,
Yeah.
that's just the bathroom.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we get hit with a lot of different little possibilities here. Someone wants to replace kitchen cabinets, that could be 40, 50 grand at today's market prices if somebody wants to go high end.
Windows.
No, yeah, I mean, there's a whole list of things, so.
Sure.
And Bill, correct me if I'm wrong, Title V really only looks at, it doesn't really look at the tank itself. It looks at the D-box and flow.
Well, it looks at the tank, but again, an
Look-
undersized tank is not a failure criteria. If it's
Right.
if it's watertight, if it's at the right level, it can be a 700-gallon tank and pass a Title V. Because again, passing a Title V doesn't mean meeting Title V as a code. It means that you haven't met any failure criteria.
It's performing correctly.
That's all it's saying is the day they looked at it, that time frame, it was operating without hitting any failure criteria. It's very specific. Doesn't guarantee future performance, doesn't mean you meet code, just means that on that day during that inspection, it did not hit failure criteria.
So it's the size of the tank. Does anywhere look at the age of the tank?
Nope. Again, you could have a 10-year-old tank leaking, you could have a 50-year-old tank not. It's all about, is it holding proper
Right.
water level? Again, the tank doesn't have to be pumped as part of a Title V. Some inspectors choose to pump the tank to verify structural integrity, but again, if that water level is at that outlet invert, you know, there's an assumption that it's not leaking because the water is at the proper level.
Right, yeah,
Right.
okay. Anything new to be added here?
Well, to that, I just was thinking, we've been getting all these, things from the state there on the Triple E and West Nile virus. I don't know if we should put on the website, Paul, something about having them use bug spray, you know, or promoting bug spray for the, you know, kids, or maybe just, you know, something that says that, you know, it was,
I'm
kinda
under,
would like-
I'm under the impression that I got one today, message, but it was on my answering machine from the state relative to this, so I don't know if they're doing widespread calls for every resident or not.
No, it's
no,
only because we've signed up
yeah.
and they call my house phone and my cell
Oh.
phone and I get a text.
Same
Yeah,
here, they all go
same
off. They all go off, yep. That's why I was saying, we've had several notices and it is in the area, so I didn't know if we just put a thing on the website, or I don't know where, you know, maybe post it.
Well, that could
You
be
know.
something you could work on.
We'll have Kristen or someone just put it up.
Jenna Montgomery from our office put out a 1-page informational flyer on protecting yourself from ticks and mosquitoes. So if you reach
Yeah.
out to her, Bob, she can email it to you. I don't know about getting it on the website. I don't know who's in charge of that, but
Well,
that's a
usually
nice,
Dee
simple.
can do that.
It's a simple way
Yeah.
to just educate the public. That's what the state's asking the boards to do, is just reiterate what we've always been saying about, you know, not being out during active times, wearing repellents. You know, it's just the more they hear it, hopefully it sinks in.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
something we can
Well, that-
post in the offices, yeah.
Yeah, that's all I was thinking, maybe, you know, tell the recreation department maybe to put a thing out for themselves, you know, that type of thing.
Well, you can see what Jenna has put out and get copies of that and give them to I'd say forward the copy to recreation and whoever.
Hmm.
Even
I
highway.
can try.
Mm.
Yeah, Donna,
Yeah.
did you get anything of that? Did they send you anything like, about that? On the
Um,
town computer? On the town computer?
Probably.
Yeah. Well,
is
I
if-
don't know. See what you could do, and I'll work with you and,
Yeah.
I'll try to call Jenner if you haven't got anything, or who can.
Yeah, it was a while
Figure it
back. I'll try to hunt that down
Oh, was it?
as I
Okay.
look for that email about the tank upgrade
Okay.
to Kristen. I'll try to
Okay.
get both to the board.
All right, you can ship it to me or whatever, Billy, or to Donna and me, whatever.
Yeah,
All right.
I just thought it was a good idea because as Sue says, the phone goes off one, couple times a week and every phone goes off for everything you got. And I'm like, oh geez.
Yeah, we'll see if we can find a little blurb or something. And then maybe Dee can put it on the front page of the town's website.
Right, that's all I
So-
was thinking, something
Yeah.
like that.
If I find anything Monday, I'll give you like I'll email you or something. you
Mhm.
know. So, okay.
I-
All right.
I stopped up and looked at the town hall. That come out pretty good, huh, Paul? Or it's coming out pretty good? Well, I mean, the historical house, not the town hall, the septic tank.
Yeah, well, we're barely out of the ground. We got a long way to go, but should happen this
that look-
year. Should happen this year.
No, I'm talking about the tank you put in up behind the historical.
Oh,
The septic.
okay.
It looks good, I said. It came,
Well,
it turned,
I didn't put it in. Historical put
No.
it in. I just hammered historical that the very next step they have to do is put the tank in the ground.
yeah, it looks,
And that took months.
yeah,
That
but it
took
got
months.
done. That's a good thing.
Yep.
Well, speaking of looking good, we're getting our office painted. I'm not sure when, probably within a month or so. So we all picked out a paint color, so we have to leave the green trim, but so.
where'd you pick?
Well, that
I-
limits you.
It's kind of like a beigey, I guess, color. Does that sound
Oh, yeah.
about right, Sue?
Yep.
Beigey taupey or something, I don't know. Cause we all looked at a color and we're like, yeah, okay, this works. So we don't have to do anything, which is nice. So we can just enjoy the new fresh paint when it gets there. Yeah.
Very good.
Oh, scratch. Hi. There goes the cat. Hi. There he
Anyone-
is.
Anything else?
I do not.
I've got nothing else. Bill,
Nope.
okay.
Then I'd like to make a motion to adjourn this meeting.
All right.
I'll second that.
All right. All in favor, say aye. I'll say aye first.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.